Coronavirus.
There are fears a rapidly spreading virus.
2020, a year that made history. It was an unprecedented year for everyone, and every industry, and video games were no exception. The COVID-19 pandemic that pushed many into quarantine brought massive growth to the gaming community. Online gaming has observed record numbers of players during the pandemic, serving as a means for staying connected to friends and loved ones and a counter to physical distancing for society. With the launch of the next generation of video game consoles came fun and addicting online multiplayer games that kept us entertained for hours. We got Call of Duty Warzone, Animal Crossing New Horizons, and The Last of Us Part 2. These are just a few of the outstanding games that are still popular to this day. However, there was one battle royale that seemed to disappear despite how competitively raging it was. And that begs the question, what happened? By now, I'm sure we've all heard of the 2020 fixation, Fall Guys. The free-to-play battle royale game developed by Mediatonic that had us running around as jellybean-like creatures in a series of randomly selected minigames. Before Among Us dominated the Twitch streams, it was the intentionally clumsy and hilarious Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout. But how did it become so popular so fast? This multiplayer addiction was first teased back in June of 2019, for PlayStation and PC only, and the colorful trailer was a huge success. While the trailers attracted a lot of interest, the game didn't receive its fame until after its release on August 4th, 2020, months into quarantine. You might say this was perfect timing. And you would be right, Fall Guys absolutely blew up, and with little to no competition. With the help of everyone's favorite streamers and YouTubers, the game continued to thrive and spread to millions. The game had only been out for a week, and it had already dethroned Fortnite as the #1 battle royale game on all of Twitch. So why did the game die? With the game being as popular as it was, oftentimes the servers just couldn't handle the overwhelming amount of players that were eager to participate. Despite being a highly anticipated and hyped game, it suffered from a range of technical problems that just made the game unplayable.
I got kicked out of the lobby.
It's probably servers are kind of breaking.
These issues included server crashes, long wait times, and connection errors, all of which frustrated players and made them lose interest in the game. Fans began to take to Twitter and blame the developers for being lazy and incompetent. I mean, didn't they prepare properly for launch, and why did they not see this coming? However, one of the biggest issues when it comes to competitive battle royale games and that possessive desire to become #1 had to do with cheating.
Oh my, look at him! Look at him! Oh my god! He's a monster!
Get me out! It doesn't even matter, there's a hacker in the game. Take Tiptoe out and get these hackers out of the game. What am I looking at, dude? He's eating the balls for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Wow. So good at the game, man.
Fall Guys developed a shattering amount of cheaters that unfortunately ruined the game, which ruined the fun. With the game's rise in popularity, many players started to use various cheating methods, such as speed hacks, fly hacks, and gravity boosts, to gain an advantage over the other players. This not only ruined the experience for honest players, but also led to a decline in the game's popularity as many players became discouraged and just stopped playing. The developers attempted to address the cheating issue by implementing anti-cheat measures, but these measures were not effective in stopping the spread of cheating. And as a result, the issue persisted. And with an already frustrated fan base, the developers responded over Twitter claiming that reports would no longer be necessary because they believed that their anti-cheat could do its job.
Are you sure about that?
Well, they were wrong. This may be bad timing, but happy anniversary? Fall Guys became free-to-play for a limited time in August 2021 as part of a promotional event with the game's publisher, Devolver Digital. The aim was to encourage more players to try the game and to celebrate the game's 1-year anniversary. So, by making the game free for a short period of time, the developers hoped to attract new players, generate buzz, and increase the game's overall player base. Wait, so they fixed all the server issues, right? PlayStation Plus gained over 10 million downloads within the first month of this release, so all that hard work in fixing the servers went right down the drain. The increase in players caused some further technical issues with the game's servers, and when the game became free to play across all platforms, this released a threatening amount of new cheaters. And let me tell you, the players were not happy. Not only were the cheats a problem, but the lack of new content made this even worse. The game's developers promised new content and updates in the future, but these were slow in coming and just did not bring significant changes to the game or even keep up with the players' expectations. While the game was initially fun and entertaining, players soon grew tired of playing the same levels over and over again. With no new maps, it became boring to play and watch, which forced content creators to move on to other games. And only 1 month after its release, the game took a huge fall. Roughly around September of 2020, Among Us was brought back to life by a few popular streamers, and soon enough, the game took center spotlight, leaving Fall Guys in the dust. In around February 2021, Fall Guys had an average player base of less than 10,000 players. This was a 50% decline since October 2020, and it just kept plummeting. In all honesty, Fall Guys wasn't like other Battle Royale games. It was closer to Mario Party or even Wii Party. It just made us laugh and required no skill. But Fall Guys got old fast. PUBG and Fortnite continue to do well because of their regular updates and new content. This just keeps their community engaged, which was something that Fall Guys is lacking in. It was a fun and refreshing new game that excited many for a while, but we all go running back to old favorites once the novelty wears off. And as Among Us continued to climb, Fall Guys fell and remains at the bottom of the barrel, forgotten by most and a thing of the past.